Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kingsbury.
For the record, my name is David Kingsbury.
Whenever
I'm
you're ready,
Madeline's
sir.
father. I have to think that there are a few things that's truly difficult to bear as the death of your child. The exception being that child brutally and senselessly murdered. It's an almost intolerable weight. Each morning my mind painfully adjusts to the realization that it's not just a bad dream. Madeline is still really dead, and Adam Fravel killed her. My family bears it because we have to go on, but there's no avoiding the terrible anger, the tears, the gut-wrenching grief, the inevitable woulda, coulda, shouldas, and the unanswerable question, how could someone do this, especially to someone as special as Madeline? The facts laid bare that she was attacked and killed by a coward twice her size, someone who she had once loved. She had made the audacious decision that she didn't deserve to be used or abused by him anymore. With that decision, her future was now looking bright, whereas life with him had been bleak and miserable. Unfortunately, she fatally misjudged him. When he realized that he couldn't control or manipulate her any longer, he decided to kill her. He thought, incredibly, he'd run home to his parents' house and apparently just wait it out. He thought no one would care about what happened to Madeline. No one would be the wiser. She'd just fade into memory while he'd get away with murder. There's really no words to adequately describe what impact this has had. I've experienced many things that will stay with me always. With a few examples, you can perhaps put yourself in my place. 69 days spent searching desperately for her. Nights staring out into the darkness, wondering where she was. Wondering if she was alive or dead, and wondering if we would ever find her. Then informing my family that our beloved daughter and sister was found dead. Learning that her body had been found wrapped in a sheet, stuffed in a culvert, covered with brush at the end of a dead-end road. Finally located because the sheriff's deputy was alerted by an unusually large gathering of flies. Authoring my youngest child's obituary. Telling my grandchildren they'd never see their mommy again because their father had hurt her so badly that she died. For my final goodbye to my beautiful daughter, I held her, talked to her, sung to her, and promised we'd get her justice. She was in a body bag. Megan wanted to see her sister's body. I begged and prevailed on her not to do so. Better to remember Maddie as she was. Not an awful sight that would scar her psyche forever. I ordered an immediate cremation. Meanwhile, we were engaged in a very public and hotly contested court battle with Fravel for custody of Maddie's children. Though he was finally arrested and charged with her murder, this litigation continued. Moments before a video hearing began, the court's camera was live. He noticed we were on the video feed, locked eyes with my wife and I, and smirked at us. Smirked. At that moment, his true nature revealed. Resolute cruelty and pure evil. For me, certain proof that he killed Madeline, proof that he was glad he did it, and proof that he derives great pleasure from the carnage, destruction, and the grief he's caused. His only regret was being held accountable. The crocodile tears he shed in the courtroom the day the guilty verdicts came in were for himself. No remorse for what he's done to Madeline, to Ellie, and Noah, or the people that loved them. A word of thanks. Without the dedication of law enforcement, the efforts of thousands of community volunteers, the hard work of the county attorney's office and this court, he'd still be free and would most likely have the children. Madeline will still be in that culvert, deep in the woods, at the end of a dead-end road. My family owes a debt we can never repay. One of my greatest fears when Madeline disappeared was that no one would care. Thank God that wasn't true. She would send me messages, and it always came up on my phone that it was from the world's greatest kid. She truly was. And always will be the apple of my eye. Her name is Maddie. Thank you.